Hey, this is Dr. Chantell Beaty, Bello, the real business doctor, and I got a couple of little tips for you right quick that had just come to my mind. During this time and during this crisis time, I want you guys to make sure that you have certain plans in place for your business. First of all, I want you to first think of your why. Why you went into business. Why are you doing this? This is going to help keep you motivated. Second, I want you to consider your business being a legacy, something that you leave for your children and your children's children. You want to be remembered if something ever does happen, and you want your business to continue and be a blessing for your family. Those two things, think deeply about those two things right there. Then, with that in mind, I want you to please. I see people who are in business, been in business for years, and they don't take the time to do a business plan. A business plan is real simple. It's a plan that's written down on how you are operating and how you run your business, how you plan to get your product across, how you plan to get your customers, and what do you plan to do to grow with all of that you're moving around within your business. I don't have a specific one in mind, so I'm trying to keep it general. But have a business plan. People have a big misnomer about, oh, I don't want to do a business plan. I don't want to take that time to do a business plan. It may take a lot of work. You may have sitting down somewhere in a restaurant and written your ideas down on a napkin. That's basically a business plan. It's not that complicated. But the purpose of the business plan is what is the most important. People need to know what you're doing. We need to know what you're doing. Nobody can help you. You can't help yourself. And the people who work with you won't know which direction to stay on if you don't have a business plan. A business plan number one is for your business. And it doesn't stop with just when you start it. You revisit that plan every year yourself if you're self-employed or with your committee because things change. Did you have a crisis management plan in your business? Do you have what do you call when a business tries to, how do I put it? Another business comes in and kind of knocks you off the market. Here's a good example. MySpace, if you're old as I am, MySpace was around. Everybody was on MySpace, and then here comes Facebook. Ah, that's called disruptive innovation. That's what I was trying to think of. Disruptive innovation. That's the jargon, the business term. Disruptive innovation. When somebody comes with a product or service better than you, and now you're out of business. And then that becomes a crisis. What if something happens to your product or service? That's called a product harm crisis. Something happens that's destructive and it doesn't pass FDA approval, or somebody wants to sue you. Do you have a plan for that? Then, a succession plan. Do you have a plan if any of the key people that you work with, including yourself if you're self-employed, if something happens to you? It does not have to be death. It can just be you're sick, or you've experienced somebody else that in your family that you need to go work with and you can't be there all the time. Do you have a way for other people to step in and keep your business going? We have companies that are having that problem now. Do you have a crisis management program where if your business has to shut down because of something as such as this pandemic, how are you going to keep going? There are people like me in this world who predict things, and especially those of us who lived as long as me, who can predict things. Because what's so funny, y'all are going crazy about COVID-19. Baby, I done made it through COVID too. Okay, that was 2002. That was SARS. Go Google it. Then I made it through H1N1. I was going back and forth to work then. I had no choice but to go to work. So this is COVID-19. It's here. It's going to surely pass. But what we want you to do is to surely come out on top. And if you don't have these plans in place, please see me.